in our culture. Because what is supposed to happen is the transcendence of the discrete and separate ego self, and a birthing into a larger self. Other cultures had initiation procedures that would break down your smaller identity and give you a new identity. And they used all kinds of methods to do this. And when you do not receive this, okay, so one, we don't have the initiation, and we also don't have role models for this transcendent self. Because in each stage of child development, you learn by modeling, and we don't have the models. So the result is that you, 20, 25, 30 years old, 35 years old, 40 years old, and so on, there you are, feeling like a child playing grown-up, and feeling like you missed out on the biggest thing, the most important thing that was supposed to happen. And you think that you must be crazy for thinking that. And it's a secret. And so any message that validates that secret knowing is both frightening and exhilarating. The longer it's been buried, the more frightening it is, which was probably why a lot of adults were terrified about the graduate. And that's why adults are terrified of young people, of youth, because it reminds them of what is buried inside of them that never is fully expressed. I seem to have left the invisible path here. So perhaps I'll circle back to it.
It is invisible, you know.
But it's actually related because, okay, so what happens now? You get all of these messages that, no, a more beautiful world is not possible and it's not worth thinking about. That's youthful adolescent idealism. And grow up. You get the message that, no, you're not really you're not here for great things. You're here to survive, make a living, gain financial independence, and then maybe when you retire, you can do what you want to do. I had students at Penn State when I taught there, and I would ask them, what do you look forward to in your life? And they said, retirement. Yeah. Life is something to get out of the way. Life is a chore. And that's normal, and get used to it. And you know, so we're told, you know, and we're told, you know, that there's no other stage beyond this maturation of the ego and the rational self. And for a long time, science considered this the highest form of human cognition, the reason. Formal operations, it's called in child psychology lingo, which, you know, you pretty much got that nailed down by the age of 12 or 13. So, you get all of these messages. But something in you refuses to fully believe it. Therefore, stage 2 of the invisible path is rebellion. It's usually like a half rebellion. That's what it was for me. It can take a lot of forms. Like, so, you know, here, all of my intuitions were denied, and here I'm offered another life, where you work really hard, and you make a success out of yourself, and you participate in this world that's presented to you as normal. You enthusiastically participate, and I couldn't muster the enthusiasm. So I became kind of an underachiever. I threw stuff off. I did my calculus homework on a paper plate. You know? Edward was in my, actually, Edward and I went to high school together. This is true, right?
Yeah, you should have seen Chuck's notebook.
You know, I procrastinated. You know, I didn't bother applying to grad school. You know, I went to Taiwan instead. Got a job in a bar. And I just couldn't muster the energy and the motivation to go through with it all, you know? And I thought something was wrong with me because of that. I have a motivation problem. I have not enough energy, you know? And I thought there's something wrong with me, that I'm not like these really ambitious people, you know, who have already applied for 10 internships on Wall Street, you know? And you know, I just didn't do any of this stuff. Other people rebel in different ways. You can rebel by getting addicted to something. You can rebel by becoming lazy. You can rebel by making yourself sick. You can rebel by being depressed. Depression is a withdrawal from life. that's seen as an illness if you believe that this life is something that's, the life that is presented to you is worth participating in. But if it is not worth participating in, then withdrawal is a perfectly healthy response. So that's why any psychological or psychiatric approach, especially medication that says there's something wrong with you, we're going to fix it because there's nothing wrong with the world, will actually hurt the person more. So there's many ways to resist and to struggle against it. And at some point, this knowledge that there's got to be something else beyond this, and I don't know what it is, it motivates the third stage, which is a search. A search for this buried magnificence, a search for this frustrated transcendence. And the search takes the form very often of joining various groups, reading spiritual books, doing all kinds of work on yourself. It's often very effortful. It's a struggle to improve yourself. To find the answer, to study, to learn, you become a seeker. And sometimes you think you might catch a glimpse of it, you know, or you get into an organization that's really working for everybody else, but it's really not maybe working for you. And it's not here, maybe this guy has it, here's a shining example of something. This person has something I want, and so I'll do what he says, right? Like, tell me what to do. Where's Tashina? Tell me what to do and I'll do it. And maybe you get some results, but in the end, and it could be in the end after 10 or 20 years, you say, that wasn't really it. This frustration of your search results in stage 4, which is despair. In the state of despair, not only are you thinking, I just can't find it, whatever this is, I can't find it, I wish I could find it. It's more than that. It doesn't even exist. And it's more than that, it couldn't exist. It's like the whole world is made of cardboard, and it's empty. And you might go back and forth between this despair stage and the search stage, and the despair deepens and deepens. Stage 5, I like to call it the glimpse. Stage 5, you experience exactly what it was that you were looking for. And it's different than what you thought it was. That's why you couldn't find it. It's something that you fundamentally can't find. It can find you. And your search for it is completely hopeless. The search will never find it. Yet, it will not find you unless you search for it. The search is a call. It says, I want this, please find me. It's just like the movie The Matrix. Has anyone not seen The Matrix? Okay. All right, well, herbalers have to kind of soak it up indirectly, but it's worth seeing. It's a very, very sophisticated allegory for this. In The Matrix, Neo, the main character, is